Are you looking to expand your customer base, increase sales, and be a part of the Island Community Events for 2018? Bermuda Broadcasting Company can make that happen.
Be a part of World Cup 2018, Bermuda Day Half Marathon, Bermuda Heroes Weekend, Cup Match Classic, and Eastern Counties Cricket.
Inquire about our new advertising opportunities, whether big or small. We will deliver. Come and see us at Fort Hill, Devonshire, or email us at sales@bbc.bm or send us a message on Facebook at Bermuda Broadcasting.
You can count on us.
Fresh Express Coleslaw, 14-ounce package, half price, $1.99. Fresh pork shoulder butt, hot deals at $2.39 per pound. Blue Ribbon hamburger or hot dog rolls, 8-pack, hot price, $3.49. Bermuda's Best ketchup, 20-ounce bottle, hot price, only $2. Select varieties of ShopRite frozen fruit, 12-ounce bag, hot price, only $3.49. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
You're watching Bermuda Broadcasting News. And tonight, it will take a concerted effort involving the police, lawmakers, residents, and the Corporation of Hamilton to address the recent spate of violent acts within the city limits. That's the view of Hamilton Mayor Charles Gosling. A lot of the problems could be eliminated if alcohol retailers acted more responsibly. Here's Gary Moreno with more.
These frequent violent flare-ups are causing significant concern for the mayor. He wants a heightened police presence on the streets of the capital and sees alcohol abuse as a big part of the problem. He cites individuals.
I address my conflict and I leave the room to enable anybody to come up to their decision on that. What we have made within Gosling's, I will say, is we made a decision many, many years ago that the amount of business that we get through selling an individual beer isn't worth the degradation of the surroundings around our property, and I would certainly encourage others to take up the same stance.
A view shared by Anthony Santucci, Executive Director of CARDA. Mr. Santucci recalls that efforts were previously made to eliminate the sale of single bottles of alcohol, but it all came to naught.
In the 2008 CARDA report on best practice for alcohol, in that report it said very specifically that we need to eliminate the sale of miniatures and singles. To that end, and like most things in that report, very little has happened, and that was a decade ago, and roughly a decade ago this month. So we knew where we were then, and we know where we are now. So then independent MP Terry Lister introduced a bill to Parliament to eliminate the sale of miniatures and singles, which of course went nowhere. So if we're really serious about taking care of the problem, we're going to continue to have the same thing.
The benches put in place for the comfort of visitors to the city have now become a gathering spot for some of those engaging in unpleasant behavior. So why not simply remove the benches?
With the placing of benches on the Front Street, Reed Street, whatever, it will happen that it will encourage more people to be there with people with activity. These gentlemen will find somewhere else to go.
Mr. Gosling accepts the problem is bigger than a few bench sitters consuming alcohol. The firearms incident outside the Docksiders pub, plus violent flare-ups following events at other night spots, are taking a toll.
It's having a huge impact on the city environment. People enjoying whether they're working within the city or coming to visit, coming shopping, to be accosted with something like that. The video the other day of that guy pummeling the other one. I mean, that's frightening.
The mayor says current legislation governing the island's two corporations leaves their hands tied, and so far as what action they might take. Police, he said, are doing what they can, but meaningful change will have to begin from another location in the city. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
In other news, a special joint session was held in Parliament today to mark the 50th anniversary of the first election held under universal adult suffrage. That poll on May 22, 1968 was also the first held under a new constitution, granting many other rights to the general population. Former MP Walter Roberts, who was initially an independent before winning a parliamentary seat for the PLP in 1968, recalled the conditions he faced as a parliamentarian, which he described as dastardly and restricted.
The electors had to be at least 25 years old, and if the elector had land worth at least £60 or approximately $150, he had 2 votes for each constituency that he owned land in. At that time, if he had land in all constituencies, he could vote in all. All parishes had 4 members, elected regardless of the number of persons of voting age in that parish. This was gerrymandering at its best, giving white voters a large advantage in the electoral system. For example, a parish like Pembroke had approximately 10 times the number of eligible voters that the parish of St. George or Southampton or Smith had. Thus, political power remained in the hands of the Front Street white merchant and banking crowd.
In other news, Premier David Burt said the ultimate aim of his Progressive Labour Party is independence. As stated in his party's constitution, he used the occasion to hit back at recent encroachments on the island's self-governance by the UK Parliament.
Though we may now be referred to as overseas territories, it is just the politically correct way to say that we are a colonial possession of the United Kingdom. A country with a parliament that still thinks it is right to legislate for its colonies from Westminster. A place where we have no voice, a place where we have no vote, and a place where our people's futures are treated as convenient political punching bags without regard for the lives that are impacted by their own domestic political squabbles. Just yesterday, Mr. Speaker, the day before we celebrate this 50th anniversary, the Palace of Westminster witnessed a debate where the residents of the colonies were treated with disdain and where peers spoke about the contingent liability of the colonies, with members who may have never set foot here purporting to have the right to make laws for this colony. Mr. Speaker, Madam President, honorable members of the House Assembly and Senate, today's observances are a critical part of understanding our past and using that understanding to chart this country's future.
Meanwhile, opposition leader Jean Atherton thanked those Bermudians who helped to lay the foundation to the 1968 landmark Constitution.
After I leave here today, I will go to City Hall and cast a vote of thanks. I will give thanks to all of those who were instrumental in bringing about the Bermuda Constitutional Order 1968. A team of people, including Dame Lois Brown Evans and Sir Henry Tucker, worked together to craft and agree on the content of this order, and they took universal suffrage across the finish line. I will also give thanks for those many, as Glenn Fabler said recently, who brought us this far on our journey. The Bermuda Constitutional Order was a step towards a better Bermuda. It provided for the protection of fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual. It paved the way for Bermuda to move from rule by the landed gentry to a democracy where adult citizens had the right to elect a government to represent them.
And we'll have more for you with us.
Price Rate is your one-stop shop with something for everyone. Household goods for kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. Aisles of bulk groceries at value prices. A complete selection of fresh meat and produce, and an extensive range of frozen items to cover every meal. Wines from around the world, and beer and liquor at discount prices. Visit Price Right at our 2 locations in Pembroke and Warren. There's always something new and always something for everyone.
Here it comes! The most exciting event of 2018, when the Oracle Boat Shed and Dockyard is the place to be. Sunday, May 27th, with the chance to come on down and play The Price is Right for fabulous prizes. Featuring the famous signature four-ways brunch with jazz music provided by the unit at either 11:30 or 2 p.m. with The Price is Right immediately after each seating, hosted by Mike Bishop. Proceeds will benefit Friends of Hospice, a charity supporting Agape House. Tickets of $150 per person will include your four-ways brunch, first mimosa, seat at The Price is Right, and one chance to win a luxury Mercedes-Benz GLA car, courtesy of Prestige Autos Limited. Book online at PTIX.BM. But hurry, as seating is limited. Sponsored in part by Martini, Wedco, American Airlines, and Bermuda Blueprinting. We look forward to asking you to come on down. This is a Planning Factory Bermuda and Sound Concepts production.
This is Rick Blomquist of De Pere, Wisconsin. His life is pretty comfortable. He lives in a comfy home, wears comfortable shoes. He even has a comfortable job. Rick Blomquist thought he had comfort all figured out. But then he laid on a Serta and realized his life was only just sorta comfortable. The new Serta iComfort Hybrid Mattress. Not just sorta comfortable, Serta comfortable.
Feel the difference a good night's sleep can make. Exclusively available at Dreams, Bermuda's only mattress gallery.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This AccuWeather forecast is brought to us by our friends at the BF&M Insurance Group. We're watching a front. It's off to the north, and we really need some rain. We will see some showers from it. They'll be scattered, but at least there's the hope of some rain later this week. We will generally be dry for the most part until the front drops in, though, into late Wednesday night and Thursday. We've only had about 0.06 of an inch of rain so far this month, so we are way behind. We typically get about an inch per week. So we really do need to see some things change fairly soon, and we will benefit from some showers tied to this front. Here's the satellite estimate of where the rain showers are, and they're scattered. This is not a major rainmaker, but they are scattered off to our north. We'll be watching this front drop in eventually, but until it gets here, we are dealing with some very quiet and warm weather. 79 degrees out there, humidity 60 to 65%, winds from the south at 10 knots, water temp is 78 degrees. On the inside, we have waves around a foot or less. Outside, 2 to 4 footers, so pretty good boating weather for the most part. Partly cloudy tonight, still very warm. We only get down to 74 out there with this tropical air in place, and upcoming tides. Again, the tide is on the way out. Low tide at 9:49 tonight. Tide will come back in early tomorrow morning before daybreak at 4:08 a.m. It goes back out around 10:35 in the late morning, and then another high tide at 4:45 p.m. on your Wednesday, and we'll be squeaking through some pretty decent weather through the overnight until the very early hours tomorrow. Then the clouds will begin to build in, and most of the morning looks okay, but there will be some spotty showers, especially into the afternoon. We'll still be warm, though. We do welcome the rain in. So here we are in Hamilton, and the breeze will continue to blow from the south. Right here you can see this area where the wind changes direction pretty abruptly. That's our front, and as we turn the page to Wednesday, we'll begin to see the front kind of stall, and then it'll begin to shift in from the north, and by Thursday afternoon and evening, it's no longer wind from the south. It's going to be more of a wind from the west, and we do expect to see some cooler air and the chance for showers to accompany that front. Across North America, we have nice weather. Look at Toronto, 80 degrees. Might as well be summer. New York and Boston, very warm as well. Atlanta, scattered storms. Miami's been waterlogged. More showers and storms there. London is warming up pretty nicely. When we look at the Caribbean, scattered showers and storms in many areas. We are keeping an eye on this low pressure system north of Honduras, which could become a tropical system, possibly the first of the season. It still remains to be seen. That would be an issue for the Gulf of Mexico, parts of the Gulf Coast of the U.S., maybe western parts of Florida. Still be 5-6 days away. So showers late Wednesday into Thursday, good chance for some scattered showers, and then we're right back to dry weather. We'll stay fairly warm, though, just not quite as warm as we have been. Back to you.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
The whole concept came from the collaboration with BF&M and the America's Cup. The Endeavour program is the legacy of the 35th America's Cup that was here in in June. And we've continued the charity now operating in Bermuda. And going forward, we thought, what a great opportunity for children on the autism spectrum. And hence we actually developed the No Limits program. They really do benefit from this kind of outdoor experience, this environment. You know, just yesterday going off the east end of Bermuda, I mean, they wouldn't have done that. Not many children in Bermuda have done that. And just them learning to take control of a large bit of transportation that they're doing at that age, and they may never get that opportunity.
That's where you see the biggest progress, is whether they were looking at their hand steering, you know, now they're looking forwards and actually looking where they're going, because they've realized, oh, I know where my hands is. I can do this without looking at my hands.
We are so grateful for the Endeavor program and what it has done for the students on the autism spectrum.
Carl, you're not entering this race. You cannot do it. You're not strong enough. It's too dangerous.
Please, son, listen to your father.
I can do it. I'll show you, Dad. I'll show everyone. I can do this. I know I can. Who's there? Show yourself.
So you're looking to join the derby? Come with me if you want to win. You'll be faster. You'll be stronger. You'll be better than the rest of them. You'll be a winner. Can you feel it? The ducks are coming back.
Rubber Duck Derby, June 3rd, 2018. Adopt a duck to support Friends of Hospice.
My biggest fear in this world was losing an arm, a leg, my eyesight. I was taking insulin injections. I was also taking lisinopril and a series of other medications.
There are many medications that patients are on that are very helpful. If you're able to lower the blood sugar through lifestyle, decrease in sugar intake, increase activity, you don't need those medications anymore.
Whereas before, we thought if you have type 2 diabetes, you've got it for the rest of your life. We now understand that it can be reversed.
People are saying, oh, gosh, Miss Wade, you look like you lost weight. What are you doing? And you just tell them you're doing the diabetes reversal program. Dr. James looked at me and he said, Sister Wade, look at you. And I said, Doc, I got my sexy back. I said, Doc, you know what? I can truly say that you saved my life.
I invite you to take the first step on the journey of the Diabetes Reversal Program here at the Premier Health and Wellness Center.
Welcome back. For many years, Stuart Hayward has been one of the key figures in the environmental movement in Bermuda, but at the beginning of 2018, Kim Smith took over as Executive Director of the Bermuda Environmental Sustainable Task Force, or BEST. Our reporter Hal Davis met with her to discuss the role and the state of Bermuda's environment. He began by asking her what she thought were the main environmental problems facing the island.
Well, I don't think there are any new ones. So there's energy, traffic, of course, water quality, air quality, development, of course, challenges with open spaces, maintaining enough open space for a healthy community. But certainly they're all under additional pressure. Moving from fossil fuels to renewables, plastic pollution in the ocean is big, and we're really starting to see it here in Bermuda. Pesticide use with our food. And food security, I should say.
And is what's particularly urgent at the moment? What is the big issue at the moment that's consuming best?
Well, not necessarily consuming best, but the environmental groups, energy is big, because we're on the cusp of, we've got the whole Belco issue, we've got solar putting pressure on, and renewable sources putting pressure on, we've got the pressure from LNG. We would really like Bermuda to move more to using more renewables. So energy is an issue. Plastic pollution is an issue because it's turning up on our dinner plates. Everything. Every human activity brings with it a consequence, let's say. And if we can think at the front end of those consequences and try to mitigate those, that would be great.
You've taken over BEST since the beginning of this year from charismatic figure, Stuart Hayward. Is BEST going to just be different from now on, do you think?
I don't think so. You know, Stuart and I worked closely together from the beginning of BEST. We were co-founders amongst a group of people of BEST. So for the past 10 years, Stuart and I have been working very closely together, sort of one-on-one in the office on the operations team. So we were of the same mind. One thing that we did introduce into our mission statement in 2013 was to engage with the community, advocate for sustainable development and management. And we're really pushing on that because it is up to all of us, not just each of the environmental groups. We all have to play a part. We all have to raise our awareness about the impact of our activities on the environment.
I think there's sometimes a perception that environmental groups like BEST are sort of a plaything of volunteers, of quite often white volunteers who've got lots of spare time. Do you think that's a fair perception?
Possibly. You know, we don't know. We are looking at it. We do want to diversify our management team and our board and our body of volunteers, of course. We're open. We're open to anybody to get involved. There is, I think, some concern that people are apathetic about the environment. I don't believe that to be true. There's a great article called The Myth of Apathy. And it basically says it's not that people aren't interested or don't care, they just don't know what to do. So we really need to do a better job of trying to give people some ideas of the types of activities they can do to help to mitigate the risks to the environment.
BEST has been known for its quite sort of innovative campaigns. Are you going to see more of those in the future, do we think?
Possibly. Very possibly. You know, there's something to be said for sort of the more aggressive activism. Bermuda's a small place and we don't want to make enemies, and we want to make sure that the right message gets across and not just, you know, we're not just going to protest for the sake of protesting. So I think that we have to be careful because it can be misconstrued. Those more aggressive activism activities. So really, I think engaging with people, helping them to understanding each other's points of view, I think is more important than getting out there. But sometimes you do have to hold up a sign or...
You've just started a job. I don't know how long you're going to stay with it, but if at the end of your tenure you'd like to see one thing change in Bermuda, what would it be?
I think to have a real sense of confidence that people understand that human beings are not separate from the environment. They cannot be separated from the environment. It's where we live. It's all around us. It's in us. It's through us. It's critical that we understand that, and I think that once we do, we will start to see things differently and perhaps then be more willing to do things differently. So that's my hope.
Still to come, Rural Basin will have all this for just a few minutes.
You can count on us. Fresh blueberries, 1 pint package, hot price $4.99. Fresh Purdue chicken thighs, just $1.99 per pound. Bermuda's Best mayonnaise, 30-ounce jar, hot price at only $3. Scott Extra Soft Toilet Tissue, 4 rolls, only $3.29. Pampers Baby Dry or Swaddler diapers, hot price $9.99. All stores open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Welcome to Furniture Walk. At Furniture Walk, we have one of the island's widest selections of top brand home furnishings, including Stearns & Foster, Craftmaster, Natuzzi, Universal, Bassett, and many more. Whether you're freshening up your living room or remodeling your entire home, we have all the brands and top quality furnishings you'll need. We also offer in-house financing. Can't find what you're looking for in store? No problem. We can special order it for you. Our website has an even larger selection of the world's best furniture. Stop by our Paget store and we'll be happy to help you get on your way to finding the perfect selection for your home or office. Furniture Walk, furnishing Bermuda homes for over 30 years.
Surface Trends has been serving Bermuda for over 25 years, supplying and installing tile and natural stone. We have a large in-stock selection of beautiful porcelain wood planking, including our exclusive Bermuda cedar tile. You will also find Bermuda's best in-stock selection of countertops, including natural granites, exotic quartzites, and silestone engineered quartz in all the newest colors. Our team will be happy to help you. Stop by our showroom at 17 Serpentine Road or give us a call at 295-8005.
Bermuda's bocce players' rankings have been released. Earl Baisden has the details and much more in tonight's sports report.
Bermuda's 4 bocce players have seen their rankings go up in each of the divisions. Omar Hayward is now ranked 20th in the world out of 109 ranked players in the BC1 class. Uche De Silva Andrade is ranked 28th out of 133 ranked athletes in the BC2 class. Steve Wilson is ranked 33rd out of 118 athletes in the BC4 class, and Jamal Bean is ranked 104th in the BC4 class.
As a token of his accomplishment, we'd like to present Mustafa with an award. The award says, "Congratulations on your success in the Volvo Ocean Race Academy."
That was Pat Philip Farron, the Chief Product and Experience Development Officer for the Bermuda Tourism Authority, making a presentation to Mustafa Ingham. It has been widely reported that Ingham passed the Volvo Ocean Race Academy. When asked how many people were in the academy, Ingham said,
Uno. 1. First person, and I hope hopefully not the last. But I was like the first person that said, just gonna test this out, see what happens. And I mean, guess it worked out. Okay, but going forward, I think just have to have a sit down and talk about how is it, how do you feel about it, and yeah, hopefully it'll be another person coming up right behind me.
Ingham went on to explain what the past accomplishment entailed.
So I had, I think it was 9 exams to take, and it started off from basics, basically like learning how to tie certain knots. What is this? What is that? And slowly getting like boat handling skills, and then learning about navigation, learning how to read charts, tides, plotting courses, call signs, signals you see on the water, weather systems, safety equipment, shebang, everything you can think of. You have to know that by heart. I wouldn't say that I do, but I have a very good knowledge of it so far.
The Volvo Ocean Race has had its challenges. Just this past week, 7 sailors were arrested during a bar fight during a stopover in Rhode Island. Ingham addressed the discussion following the incident.
It was just, all right guys, pull our heads in, remember what we're doing, remember who we represent. I promise it probably won't happen again.
So you think you were there?
Wouldn't say I was there, but I don't know. Can I say that? I don't know if I should. I left. I'll say that, I left.
The Bermuda Cricket Board's 50-over cricket league season got underway this past weekend, and now we bring you the top performers with both bat and ball from the weekend of action. In the batting department, Michelle Painter from the St. George's Cricket Club was the top scorer with a knock of 155. With 134 saw Greg Mabry from the Somerset Cricket Club, the second highest score of the weekend, and for a second week in a row, Treadwell Gibbons from the St. George's Cricket Club was the third highest scorer, this time having a knock of 71. In the bowling department, Karen Trott from Bailey's Bay had the best figures of 8 overs, 2 maidens, 7 wickets for 9 runs. Keon Butterfield was the second best bowler for the weekend with 6.1 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 11, representing Warwick Workmen's Club. Dalwan Borden, representing St. David's Cricket Club, had the third best figures of 6 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 15. Meanwhile, Kamal Levrock and his Nottinghamshire second 11 teammates went down by 5 wickets to Leicestershire second 11 in the second 11 trophy match at the Lutterworth Cricket Club. Leicestershire seconds won the toss and decided to bowl. They bowled Nottinghamshire up for 193. Levrock scored 44 off of 34 deliveries. He would hit 4 fours and 2 sixes in his 57-minute stay at the wicket. Matthew Oliveira and his Hot Tubes teammates concluded competing in the Promo International Junior Cycling event in Belgium. The grueling 3-day, 4-stage event took its toll on Oliveira during the final 99.9-kilometer road race. Oliveira finished the final stage in 69th place, clocking a time of 2 hours, 45 minutes and 11 seconds. He was 10 minutes and 53 seconds behind winner Valentin Ritaliu, who clocked 2 hours, 34 minutes and 18 seconds. Oliveira finished 71st overall with a time of 8 hours, 3 minutes and 37 seconds. The Bermuda Inline Hockey League season resumed at the PCC Hockey Rink last evening, where a total of 30 goals were scored in a doubleheader. In the opener, it produced 19 goals as the St. David's Islanders defeated the Warwick Waves 11-8. Christopher Jackson will lead the St. David's Islanders with 4 goals, while Scott Shannon and Jeremy Esty both added 2 goals each. Bill Callow, Pete Brodsky, and Jeffrey Engelman all chipped in with a goal apiece. Matthew Benson scored 5 times for the Warwick Waves, with Josh Bush hitting a hat-trick. In the nightcap, the Southampton Sailors defeated the Tuckerstown Tropics 7-4. The Bermuda Summer League softball season resumed at the Michael Priest Softball Diamond with a doubleheader that saw 68 runs cross the plate. The Super Express won a 37-run thriller, edging the Deloitte Shooters 19-18, and then Scared Hitless defeated the Corporation of Hamilton 22-9. Bermuda Basketball Association's 2018 Summer League season continued inside the Bermuda College Gymnasium last evening. The Southampton Thundercats went down 66-57 to the Hamilton Parish Twisters. The Hamilton Parish Twisters were led by Omari Dill Pettiford, who scored 28 points, he had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal, while the Southampton Thundercats were led by Jason Lowe, who poured in 20 points to go with his 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block shot. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Thanks, Earl. Well, that's our newscast on this Tuesday evening. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again same time tomorrow night. Good night, Bermuda.